shorten periods. We got to get through the material.
One example, I think, is going to do it for us on these, but we'll do a couple. Yeah. So this is the first lesson from our next unit. It's also on statistics. Again, if you guys could pop those earbuds out, I would appreciate it. So our next unit is going to be on descriptive statistics, not stuff that we're doing with line. We're going to use some of the same functions in Desmos. And we didn't think we could fit the test into a 30-minute period. So we didn't want you guys worried about the amount of time we had to take that test. So test it tomorrow. That gives you a little more time to watch videos if you need to watch any videos, or review more for that test. But the test is happening tomorrow. Today is all about mean, median, and mode, and 5-number summary. I think that you have seen this before. If you haven't seen it before, we're going to show you some new stuff on Desmos anyway. So the mean of the data set is the average. It can be found by adding up your data and dividing it by the number of data values. So you could absolutely do that. You can put all of those numbers into your calculator and divide by the number that there are. What we want to show you is how to use Desmos to its full capabilities here. So what we're going to do that's very similar on Desmos to what we did last unit is we are going to add a table. But this time, instead of having X and Y values, we're just going to have X's. So I'm going to do add table, and then I'm going to enter that list in as X's. So I'm going to put it in 3, 6, 10, 4, 4. Feels funny to have repeats. 3, 6, 10.
Start adding those in.
4. I double check a couple ways because you have to have your data in right for Desmos to do the math directly for you. So I'm going to count the number of pieces of data I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 14 there. And here, let's see if I can make this bigger. Oh, I have to go over my computer to do that. 14 in there. I'm going to check that my list has 14. I'm going to make sure that nothing looks super funky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. If you go under functions, we're doing statistics. We haven't used these buttons before, but these buttons make it so that you don't have to know how to spell anything. I think that's definitely a good thing. So if you're looking for the mean, guess which of these buttons we use? Mean. Now, we have to tell it what list to look at. Our list that we just put in, my list is an X1. I'm going to suggest that you always clear your list out, so you're always looking at X1. So I'm going to put mean, and I'm going to type in X1, and it's going to give me the mean. I would give a couple decimal places. I would do it 5.4 probably. Or if you said 5.36, that would be fine. The median is the middle. If you were going to find the median by hand, you would have to put the data in order, and then you'd have to count to the middle. I find that kind of annoying, honestly. I think we can do better with our time than putting numbers in order. So if we go back to that data set we were just working with, and we go under functions, we're still under statistics. Do you see a button there for median? Absolutely, it's right here. There's the median button. Again, we have to tell it where to look. So we're going to say median of x1. That's the middle number. If we put that data set in order and then count it to the middle, our middle number would be 5. The mode is the most frequently occurring number. So the mode up here, let's see, I see 3, 4, 4 fours. Do you see anything that happens more than 4s on that list? So our mode is 4. Again, if you were going to find the median by hand, you would have to put all of the data in order and count to the middle. Not really interested in doing things by hand. We have Desmos for that. Good so far? One of the least painful statistics we've ever done, hopefully. I really don't like putting data in order. I think that's okay. A percentile, so now we're going to do measures of position. A percentile tells you the number of, really the percentage of data below a certain data point. Quartiles, I think that you have done before. Do you guys remember doing box plots and quartiles, box and whisker plots? Okay, so quartiles, what quartiles do is they break your data into 25% increments. So the first quartile is the 25th percentile. 25% of the data falls at or below the first quartile. You guys see these kind of numbers all of the time. You probably don't think about it a lot, but these numbers will be in the stuff that you get from school, like the state testing stuff. These numbers are usually in there. The second quartile is the 50th percentile. This percentile is also the median. It's the middle. Half is below, half is above. It's the middle. So we usually don't talk about Q2 because we usually just enter it as the median. The third quartile is what percentile? 25, 50. I remember sounding like you said 75 because I know you're thinking it. So 75% of the data falls at or below this side. So today we're just finding these numbers. The next time we do statistics, so on Thursday we're going to make box plots. So we're going to find the first, second, and third quartile for these data sets. Actually, let's see, since we have a shortened period today, we'll just do one of these. Do you like the one that starts with 6 or the one that starts with 4? Which one do you want to do? This one that starts with 6? Because you started entering it already in Desmos. So what you want to do, just so you can keep using X1, clear everything out. That's what it's going to look like when you're doing this on the OST in April. Every time you go to a new problem, it's going to clean out Desmos for you. Okay? So again, statistics, linear regression is a statistics thing. This is a statistics thing. That's the only time that you're doing add a table. Everything else we do in here, we will be using a function to give us a table. Okay, 6, and then how many 7s are there? 4 7s. 1, 2. And then all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 8s. This one is in order, so you can absolutely count in the middle if you want. 4 9s and a 10. But I think it's good to practice the way we're going to play. All right, we're wanting to find the first, second, and third quartile of this data set. So that statistics button is going to be really helpful for you under functions if you just keep it in stats. You want quartile. Quartile is right below median. I think that's helpful because median is your second quartile. But you don't want quantile. You don't have to know how to spell it. There's a button for it. But you got to know where to find it. So again, that was under stats, and you want quartile. We're going to tell it to look at X1. It still doesn't know what we want. You have to use a comma here, and then tell it which quartile you want. We want quartile 1. Why? It works for you guys and not for me? How dare it? Okay, what did I not? Oh,
There's the missing one.
let's see. All right, can I just clear that? Oh, okay. 7.5? You're at 7? You might. Okay, so double check that we have the same. So if you have a 7, you're probably missing an 8. I think, how many 8s did we count? 10 8s. You also need 4 9s and a 10. 4 7s and a 6. So this is where, if you're doing this on an OST problem to find a median or the first quartile or second quartile, you want to really double check your entry. Okay, so we got 7.5 for our first quartile. You can do this for second quartile. You can just clear out that 1 and put in a 2. You should get the same thing though if you ask it to find the median, because the median is the same as quartile 2. Again, this is also the median. But since we already have quartile in there, you can absolutely do that. And then I'm just going to keep clearing that quartile number out and put in a 3. I got 8, and I got 8.5. Yeah. So the work, just like with linear regression, it wasn't hard to draw that line. It's not hard to tell Desmos to get that line for you. The work is going to be in interpreting what this means a little bit. So what do these numbers mean? Let's talk about what these numbers mean. Flip your page. Yeah, so our minimum is going to, in our 5-number summary, we're going to have 5 numbers. I like it when things are what they sound like. We're going to have a minimum, which is our smallest piece of data. Our quartile 1, Q1, which is 25, is our 25th percent, or 25% of data falls at or below. Q1. Q2 is the same as the median. That's our 50th percentile. Quartile 3 gives us that 75% number. And our maximum is our biggest piece of data. We were very careful with all of the data sets to make sure that we are giving you data sets that are not going to have outliers. So you don't have to worry about whether a maximum is too big that it doesn't really fit in your data set. All right, we're gonna do this whole business for this 5-number summary here. So if you're doing this by hand, you'd be putting it in order. If you're using Desmos, which is what I'm going to do up here, and what I really strongly suggest that you do as well, put it into Desmos just the way it is. Double check your entry though. Okay. So if you're done with this, start putting those numbers in and I will catch up with you. Again, we're clear out everything so you don't have X2 in there as a list. You can do the minimum and maximum without even entering this into Desmos. So our smallest number is 0, and our biggest is 15. And again, we're going to use that quartile button. I'm going to make sure I have X1 up here, and I do. So I'm going to get quartile 1. You can do quartile 2, or you can do median. I'm going to do median. Other button. All right, so I'm getting 2 for Q1, 6 for the median or Q2, and 9 for Q3. And we're going to talk through what those mean in just a second here. All right, let's talk about what these mean. The minimum is at 0, and that means 0 is our smallest piece of data. Quartile 1 is is 2, and that means 25% of the data falls at or below 2. And so the only thing that you're changing for these next 2 statements is this number right here and this number right here. So everything in between is going to be the same.
What you do with your functions, not worry about that because you can do that. So then you put in the functions, and you just go snippets.
For the median or quartile 2, that means 50% of our data falls at or below whatever that number was, which I think was 6. And then quartile 3, honestly, I just think about quarters. 75% of our data falls at or below 9.
That's not correct because you didn't finish.
And our maximum is 15 because 15 is the biggest number in our data set.
So we just have this data set. It's just X1, 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 X1. I don't know what the order is here. So the range is the last thing that we're going to talk about here, really, that's new. The range is just how spread out your data is. All of these are measures of center and measures of spread. It describes what's going on with our data. And the range is the biggest minus the smallest, or the max minus the min. If it helps you to just write big minus small, you can absolutely do that.
Make sure that you guys get those written down.
So the range of our data set above, our biggest number was 15. The smallest number is 0. 15 minus 0 is 15. Flip your page, see if you can get that next data set in. You don't have to write out all the words, but see if you can get, it's not a very big one, it's really short in comparison. See if you can get the numbers for min, Q1, Q2, Q3, and max. See if you can get those numbers in using Desmos, because I know you guys have seen average before. And I'll get them in there too. Make sure you clear everything out. Don't try to overwrite what you have in Desmos. Just clear it out. This is so much nicer to do on something where you can type numbers. So I really suggest if you can bring something that's not one of our iPads. It's not us being stingy or not wanting you to use them. I really think it's faster.